Okay, we're live. We're live. A bit about 7-8 minutes delay. Oh, whatever. I don't care about maths right now. Anyway, that was a bit of a disaster, but thankfully I've got it running before the race, obviously. But anyway, what was I going to say? No, I had a few technical difficulties, so unfortunately, my monitor right now is nowhere near as big as what I hoped it would be for today. Obviously, like yesterday I had with qualifying. No, basically, just out of nowhere, as soon as I come back with my lunch at 2:30, as soon as I come back, of course, my freaking iMac mouse just runs out of nowhere, and I have about 12, 13, 14 spare batteries in my drawer. Do they all work? No. Unbelievable. Of course, right before the race, this had to happen. And it worked completely fine this morning when I was watching the MotoGP at the Mandalika International Circuit. So because of this small setup, so I've got YouTube on that side, the track on that side, data on that side, and then the program, the live event on that side. So this is going to be fun, but interesting. The fun was the wrong word there. I mean, I'm just going to have to click through things really quickly, but I probably won't read any comments until after the race, unless I do end up reading some before the race. So yeah, apologies if I did keep anyone waiting, but yeah, I was just making sure everything was set up. Everything was set up, but then my mouse ran out of nowhere, like I said. But look, I've done it before the race. That's all I care about at the end of the day. So yeah. Anyway, fuck. What was I gonna say? Yeah. First race of the season, as we all know, the Sakhir International Circuit in Bahrain. And I'll be honest, I'm a bit confident because Leclerc's on pole, but you know how strong those Red Bulls are of Verstappen and Perez. As I watch Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen collide from last year, and then Verstappen winning the World Championship last year. But like we know, we're in a new era, new regulations, some new drivers, as we see the new title sequence now. I'll tell you what, I think the title sequence this year already looks better than last year. The graphics are on point, the colours are on point. No, it honestly looks good. It looks good. Some predictions I've gone with for today. I reckon Lance Stroll is going to be the first driver to retire. I went with Max Verstappen to take pole yesterday, but we know who's got pole, which I'm happy about. But I am going with Leclerc, touch wood, to win today for the first round at Bahrain and make sure that cements from 2019. Because we all know he should have won in 2019 instead of Hamilton, yeah. But yeah, we're back. As we all know, we're back. Round 1 of the 2022 Formula One World Championship at the Sakhir International Circuit in Bahrain. And this is going to be, hopefully, touch wood, some interesting race. And it's new regulations as well. We've had 8 years of the turbo hybrid era, and I'm really looking forward for this new era to get started. But there's only one main thing. We want that every single fan of the sport wants this season, and that being better racing, more competition, and more people, more racers, drivers fighting for that world championship. And we'll tell you what, we saw some surprising names up there from qualifying yesterday. Valtteri Bottas and Kevin Magnussen both having superb qualifyings. as we all know. Brilliant from them. This is the selected tyre compounds of the race. It's the C3 is the soft, the C2 is the medium, and the C1 is the hard. So here's the starting grid then. Oh, we're going from bottom to top this time. Okay, then. Nicholas Latifi's last, Lance Stroll's 19th, then Daniel Ricciardo's 18th, Nico Hulkenberg replacing Sebastian Vettel at Aston Martin in 17th place, Yuki Tsunoda 16th, and then Zhou Guanyu 15th, Alex Albon 14th, Lando Norris in 13th. The McLarens have got work to do. Mick Schumacher 12th, Esteban Ocon 11th. And then into the top 10, Pierre Gasly 10th, George Russell in 9th. He has got work to do from 9th on the grid. Fernando Alonso 8th, Kevin Magnussen 7th. Like I said, K-Mag had a fantastic qualifying yesterday, as did that man, Valtteri Bottas, 6th, alongside his old teammate, Lewis Hamilton, who's 5th. And then Red Bull and Ferrari dominate the top 4. It's Sergio Perez 4th, Carlos Sainz 3rd, the reigning world champion, Max Verstappen 2nd. But it's the Monegasque Ferrari driver of Charles Leclerc who has a 2nd pole position here in Bahrain. And he is 100%, well, him and Max are literally most likely the 2 favourites for this race, for the race today. But it could be, this race, as it's the new regulations, like Crofty just said, it could be different from the last 199. We've had 8 years of the turbo hybrid era, 8 years of it. This is a new dawn, and we want to see more competition because, as we all know, the last 8 years were completely dominated by Mercedes. Not by drivers in the driver's standings, though, apart from last year, obviously, because Max won it last year. But constructors-wise, they have won every single one of them. And fans that don't support Mercedes are going to want the complete opposite this year onwards. We just want more competition in the sport. We honestly do. You know what's so funny, though, is that after when Sebastian Vettel won with Red Bull in 2013, Lewis Hamilton said he was getting fed up with Vettel's domination. We need more competition. Once he won 2018, Lewis Hamilton, he said, oh, we need to continue with this Mercedes dominance. So what the hell do you want more, Lewis? Jesus Christ. I'd rather have more competition, 100%. I'm pretty sure everyone would. Oh, bloody hell. Right, we're gonna have the formation lap coming up any second now. There goes one of the red lights. It's 1 minute past 3 in sort of sunny Southampton right now. It's very hot, to be fair, right now. It's probably even hotter in Bahrain, even though it's nighttime. But it's in the desert, so yeah. Anyway, the 20 drivers now on their formation lap. Oh, this is going to be an interesting race. Obviously, as a Ferrari fan, I want Leclerc to win this race. I'd love to see Sainz win this race as well, if he can win this race, that's for sure. Maybe even challenge Leclerc for the victory. But I think it's going to be between Red Bull and Ferrari, this race. But you don't know. I know it's new regulations, but we saw this from the last 8 years. You don't know what Mercedes have got behind them to pull off in this race. Because they have been playing off their chances all these last few years, only to pull something amazingly well. Although this time, at the moment, they've played off their chances and they haven't done as well as Red Bull and Ferrari. But again, it's early days. This is the first round. This is the first round of 2 of this racetrack have been Hamilton, and then before that it was Sebastian Vettel. Of course, Sebastian Vettel's not taking part this week. World champion's been tested positive for COVID-19. We're on board with a rookie, Zhou Guanyu on the Alfa Romeo, Valtteri Bottas, his teammates. The Alphas have looked impressive, especially throughout qualifying. So have the Hasses. What have they got in store today? But yeah, Sebastian Vettel's got tested positive for COVID-19, meaning he's missing this round here in Bahrain. He should be back for next weekend when Formula One goes to Saudi Arabia. And we hope for Seb to have a speedy recovery soon. I'm sure he will. But what can Nico Hülkenberg do in that Aston Martin, replacing Sebastian Vettel in this race today? So far, he's completely out-qualified Lance Stroll. But here we go. The moment F1 fans have been waiting for, as one of the Williamses is about to line up. Nicholas Latifi. The McLaren team look on. Zach Brown looks on. Will McLaren come good in the race? Because Ricciardo's 18th and Norris is also a bit further down. So they have got work to do, as we all know. The 20 cars lined up. Brand new season. Brand new dawn for Formula One. Here we go. The moment for, and we're underway for the 2022 Formula One World Championship. Lewis Hamilton looks to and slots into second. Carlos Sainz is in third. And Lewis Hamilton has got past Sergio Perez. A good start for Lewis. But look at Kevin Magnussen. Kevin Magnussen tries to have a look on the... But Leclerc gets the whole shot here on the first lap here in Bahrain. It's Leclerc from Verstappen